Good evening, students. Instead of saying I am back, I will say I am here only. And I am ready with another chapter, very important chapter for your 10th class. The name of the chapter is Mijbil the Otter. So, this chapter is a very big chapter and it requires lot of intricate details to give you. So, I am trying my best to explain you the full chapter, each and everything, so nothing is missed. So listen carefully. This chapter is basically a story of a writer who has taken a otter. Otter is a kind of an animal which you can relate to a small creature, like you can say a baby crocodile. It is called as otter. So the author was living in Iraq, a place called Basra. Basra is the name of the place at the banks of river Tigris. Tigris is a very important river in Iraq, and Basra also in the historical terms. So he thought in the year 1956 on New Year Day, he thought that instead of having a dog, he should have a otter. And he thought where to get the otter. And otters are found in huge number in Basra town of Iraq on the banks of river Tigris. Like mosquitoes, they are in huge numbers to be found in Basra near the Tigris river. Now what happened? The author made a trunk call. He wrote to his consulate in Europe, in London, and he wanted to connect to them so that he can get the delivery of this otter. So 3 times he tried to call back in London. First time, before making a call, during that time you have to make a appointment 24 hours before. Firstly, the phone was out of order. Secondly, it was a religious holiday. Thirdly, again the phone was out of order. And with great difficulty, he was able to connect to his consulate in Europe, in London. And they ordered him that he can keep an otter. And suddenly the mail of his friend came, and he can saw in a distance that 2 Arabs were sitting, and in a sack, you understand, a sack, buri, in a sack they brought the otter. As soon as they released the otter, he says that the new phase in his life started to work. And in that new phase, what happened? He saw the otter who was squirmed face, Squirmed. Squirmed face means the face which was very like this, tweaky, not so happy. So now here the most important part of the chapter starts. For 24 hours, that otter, his name was Mijbil. Mijbil was his name. That otter did not pay any attention to the author, did not mingle with anyone, and he was just quiet. After 24 hours are over, he came to the bed of the author and slept beside his knees. And after that, author felt that he had started to mingle. And when he was mingling, what he used to do? He used to go firstly to the bathroom. He used to take a plunge. Plunge means to dive into the bathtub and play like hell. Plunging, splashing, moving here and there, making full use of water. So this was the very remarkable thing, that when the otter is in the water, he will make full use of it, plunging, diving, going here and there. When the water is quiet, the otter will never be happy. He always wants to make the full use of water. Slowly and steadily, he got accustomed to the things of Author's house, and what he started to do. He started to mingle with other surroundings. Now he will go to the gardens without Author, and he will go here and there. And his favorite thing was again going to the bathroom, where he will open those tabs. Listen carefully. He will open taps by himself. Then the water will pour out, and he will feel very happy. He will feel great. But sometimes the water will not come out. Then he will feel a sort of monotonous. He will feel a sort of monotonous. He will feel the sad. Now the author is telling, he will he what he will do. His favorite pastime, slowly and steadily, was that that he used to juggle the things. He used to juggle the footballs and the other things, and he was very good in that. And the most favorite sports of Mijbil the otter was the rubber ball. He used to enjoy the rubber ball. How he used to enjoy? He will lie on his back between his 4 feet. He will juggle the ball, and with his powerful neck, he will kick the ball like this. So the author thinks, oh ho ho, he was extremely good in that, and he thoroughly enjoyed all these things. So he another important thing he will do. There were marbles also lying on his back. He will use to juggle the marble between his paws, पंजे के बीच में, between his paws he used to juggle the marbles also. So these two things he likes the most, especially the marbles was his favorite sports. Now come the second part of the story. Now the author wants to leave Basra. He wants to take Otter to his native place in London. But the British Airways does not allow animals to be carried in the flight. So the author booked the ticket from Paris to London in another airlines which allowed the animals to be carried. So he put the otter in 18-inch box with a lid, and he left him alone, and hurriedly he taken his food, and the taxi driver ricocheted means with the pace of a bullet, means he was getting late to go to the airport. So taxi driver drove it very fast. Then after that, what happened, he was late to the airport, and then what happened, that the airport officials was infuriated. The infuriated means angry. Why you have come late, sir? So, and his seat was in front of the aeroplane. So immediately the air hostess come, who was very sweet, kind, and was queen of herself. And he told that there was otter of mine, an animal who will be sleep near my knees, and kindly these are the fish which he likes to eat. Please keep it in the your certain place, cold fridge in the aeroplane. So he said, okay, I will keep it that. And he make negotiations. When he was sleeping, then all of a sudden there was silence, and he was very much troubled why there was silence. So slowly and steadily, when he see the blood was coming out of that box, the lid, and he saw that Mijbil was virtually strangulated. Strangulated means like this, and the blood was dripping. He was very much in trouble, squashed. He was very much in trouble, and he came out of that live. It means that he was suffocated. Then he came, and author opened that box, and he came out and sit near the knees of the author. Suddenly there was huge hue and cry, shrieks and shrills in the whole aeroplane. Why? Mijbil has gone out of his legs. The ladies were on their seats in the aeroplane. They were crying, rat, rat, and he moved between the legs of an Indian a white turban man, of course, a Sikh person. And then with great, and the author was after him. In the process, there was some curry. It splashed on the author's face. And thank God to the air hostess, she brought Mijbil back to the author. And when Mijbil, the otter, was on the knees of the author, he slowly trickled, moved to his neck and to his face and nozzling it. Nozzle means to slightly, means politely rub it. Then the author reached London, and after reaching the London, the author was very good, and he used to take the Mijbil to the other areas of London. So there were many people there, and when he used to go to the London with the Mijbil daughter, the two three things he has picked up. Mijbil, he liked to touch the iron railings, like small school kids he liked to touch. In front of the author's house, opposite of the author house, there was a single story school of small children's, and he used to stand on the 2 feet wall of that boundary of the school, 2 feet wall boundary on the school, to the great surprise of the author, and other people will see and laugh. And finally, there were some rumors that what was this animal in London. Many people were telling it is mustelines, it is mongoose or weasel. These are the names of different kind of animals. And somebody says no, he is a squirrel. And somebody say no, he is a baby seal. And the author laughed when somebody says he is a walrus. Walrus is a sea animal with big mustache. And author was always laughing, ha 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 ha. But the greatest surprise came to him when he was going to back to his home, and the worker was coming, and the worker told him, tell me man, what sort of animal is this? So this was the summary of this chapter. The main key points is author brought it from Basra. Arabs gave him. He used to enjoy playing with water, splashing in water, bathing in water. He used to juggle with marbles, with his paws, with his ping pong balls, and used to kick it with his neck. He was very friendly kind of an animal. When the author was taking him back to London, in the aeroplane he created huge hue and cry. Why? Because the author has tied him very tightly. Blood was dripping. He came out, then he was running all over the aeroplane. The ladies were shouting, rat, rat, rat. Then the air hostess was very kind. He got him back. He tickled his neck and face. Finally, he was brought to London. He used to play in London with different kind of ping pong balls, with other marbles, with other things. So favorite other things which he brought from Basra, for especially for the otter, the Mijbil. Then he used to touch iron railings like the small kids. Then he used to go to the other parts and to walk on the wall of the single story building, school building opposite author's house, and everybody was telling it, he is walrus, he is squirrel, he is mongoose, and what other things. And finally the one servant or the worker asking what it is, sir. So this is the summary of the chapter. I hope you liked it and fully understood it. If any doubts, please call me, text me on my WhatsApp number, or you can call me also. Thank you very much.